lovely Flosstube friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren, also known as Crossstitch Bunny, here on YouTube and over on Instagram. It has not been very long since I last saw you. However, the weather this weekend was absolutely awful in my area. We had high winds, stormy weather, some roads were flooded, all of that stuff. And although I did get out with the kids for a little while to like an indoor play centre just to try and help them run off some steam, the majority of the weekend we stayed holed up in the house, nice and safe and staying off the roads. And what do we do when we are stuck at home all weekend? We fall into an Etsy rabbit hole, or at least I did. So yes, I spent my weekend, many hours of my weekend, in an Etsy rabbit hole, and I found some really lovely bits. I bought quite a few lovely bits, and I've also got others bookmarked and like hanging around in my Etsy basket that I'm debating whether or not to check out on, and some others that I'm just sort of saving there for future. I thought it would be fun to take you through, because I do feel like in my normal Flosstube videos, a lot of the time, if I ever buy any sort of online PDF purchases in terms of patterns, they kind of get overlooked in my haul section. They get squirreled away into my sort of digital storage and forgotten about. So a lot of my sort of digital purchases you don't end up seeing until I actually start stitching on them, and in some cases those patterns may be hanging around in my digital stash for some time before they ever get stitched on. So we are not going through my entire digital storage today because that would be an awfully long video, but I did want to share with you some of the bits that I have recently purchased, and I particularly wanted to film quite quickly after doing my shopping, because a lot of the shops that I was shopping with had sales on. It is that time of the year where a lot of our lovely pattern shops on Etsy decide to have sales, and some of the sales I think were running till the end of this month, but others were finishing very soon. I think some of those sales were finishing today, like by the evening. So yes, we're going to have a little look. I'll show you what I've purchased, and I will show you the other things that I've kind of got bookmarked that I may well still check out on. There is a little bit of a festive theme going on, so quite a few things are wintry and Christmassy, but there's also a few Halloween things. Even though Halloween is behind us, there were some super cute Halloween things, and also just some random patterns that took my fancy for good measure. So yes, we will have a little look at my digital haul. Yeah, I'm gonna flip the camera and just talk you through on the computer. We're gonna go and have an Etsy browse together. I hope that you find this enabling if you are in the mood to shop, or just fun to have a look, and I can do all the scrolling so that you can sit and stitch and don't have to. You can just glance up and have a little peek at the patterns that we are going to look at today. I hope that you find this fun, so let's flip the camera around and get on with it. Okay, so we are going to be looking at patterns that I've purchased from 4 different shops. All the shopping was done yesterday. As I said, there are some sales running, so run quickly to Etsy if you fancy getting your hands on any of these. Some of them are on sale at the time of filming. The first one is from SweetWingStudio, who you have seen featured a lot on my channel in the last year with me doing the Wordy Bird series, but this is the Mrs. Claus's Cookies PDF download. So it is super cute. It says, Mrs. Claus with a twinkle and cheer keeps her cookie jar very near. With sugar and spice in every bite, she fills it with love each winter night. And I absolutely love this. You can see here it tells you before you purchase the pattern exactly what you need to stitch it. So we have mostly DMC and 1 classic colourworks and 1 gentle art. You've got all your dimensions here, very useful, so you know exactly what you need to stitch it. The stitch count is 77 wide by 152 height. So there is the picture if you want a little bit of a closer look. And I absolutely love this. I think it is so sweet, so cute. So that is pattern number 1, purchased from SweetWingStudio. Okay, next up we have the Living on the Rainbow store, which is an amazing store full of so many unique things to stitch. So this is the Letters to Santa sort of collection. Can I call it a collection? There's 2 patterns, and you basically get the North Pole pattern for making this super cute post box. The post box is there, and then you also get this little mitten of an elf writing a letter to Santa. And have a closer look at that. So yeah, we'll scroll through some of these larger photos, and like, how cute is this? It is so cute. The instructions for finishing are all included with the pattern. There's a little video here as well, giving you a closer look at the items. So yeah, all the finishing instructions for these are included, and there is no sewing machine required, so these can be completely hand finished. I am a bit nervous about doing these, and you'll see that I've bought a number of things from this store, and they are all very unique finishes that you cannot just stitch them and then stick them in a drawer. They all need some sort of FFOing to actually become what they are. So this is going to be an interesting challenge for me. I bought quite a few, and they're definitely not all going to be done anytime soon, but I am going to attempt one to start with. So we will see what happens. That is the first one. Now the second one, I love this. This is the Mrs. Claus's cookbook, and it is labelled here as a SAL. I'm not sure if that's a SAL that has been and gone, because the whole pattern is available. Like, I've already downloaded the entire pattern with all the finishing instructions. You get the book pattern and a bonus pattern of this cute little reindeer mitt. So you can also see here, which is worth mentioning, embellishment packs are available, and I will flip to that at the end of showing you the Living on the Rainbow things, just so you can see the embellishment pack options. But you can just buy the PDF itself, and these are what it looks like. So there's basically like this cute little book, and then all the pages inside are stitched with recipes. These are the recipes. I love this one, North Pole pizza, so cute. Like, how amazing are these? These would make like the cutest ornaments. I just need, give you a close-up there, I just need the confidence to actually do the finishing. I have looked through the pattern, and it seems that the cover is stitched in its entirety. So you stitch all of the cover, you stitch the spine, and you also stitch the reverse. I don't know. Oh yeah, there is a picture of the reverse here. So the reverse, the spine, oh, where's the spine? The spine and the cover is all stitched as one cross stitch. And then the pages inside you stitch individually, and then there are finishing instructions to put it all together. So yeah, this is going to be a real challenge for me. I'm not the best FFOer or the most confident, but it is no sewing machine required. I do have a sewing machine, but yeah, these are all hand finished, and the instructions in the patterns look really detailed. So I'm hoping that I will be successful. So that is the Mrs. Claus's cookbook, which is possibly my favourite of the books. But then there are some others. So there are more books available. I haven't got them all, but I have also got this one. So we're moving into a bit of a spooky here with the Book of Shadows. This says that it was also a SAL. Like over here it says Gothic SAL, but again, I think this SAL must be long over. There is a 2023 mark here, so this was probably a SAL some time ago. But this is the Book of Shadows. And if we have a little look inside, there's a lovely video here. These are the pages. So we've got Frankenstein, a werewolf, invisible man, a mummy, a vampire, a witch, some ghosts, and then on the last page we've got zombie. So yeah, this is sort of full of lots of spooky paranormal creatures. And just the finishing on these is just amazing. I can only hope that mine, when I eventually get around to doing these, it will look this good. I mean, look at that. And there's a whole collection here of three books together. So you've got the Shadows book here, the Potions book on the top, and then the Spells book in the middle. But I believe that the Spells book is slightly different. When I was looking at that pattern in the shop, that one is like a hollow book that you can kind of maybe use as a little box to store trinkets in, whereas the Potions and Shadows are the ones with all the stitched pages. And we do have the Book of Potions next on my list. So same format as the other two books. You've got the cover, You've got the spine here with potions. There is the reverse here, potions, tinctures, elixirs. And then we have the lovely pages inside. So we have a wisdom potion, we have a healing potion, a courage potion, a peace potion, a flying potion. Are there any others if we check the video? Let's have a look. I just love these. They are amazing. The finishing on these is outstanding and intimidating. Here we go. So wisdom. Oh no, they're not going to do a full flip through. But yeah, super cute. Another super cute book. I absolutely love these so much. So those are the 3 books. And then if we just flip quickly to my shopping basket, you can see here there is another shop called LadyRevengaCrafts. Actually says this shop is taking a short break. Yesterday when I went on the shop, it was available to browse. So that is a recent development. Hopefully it will be back soon. So now I don't know if I can actually click on these to show them or whether it's just going to tell me the shop is on a break, but let's try. No, the shop is taking a short break. That is a shame. Can we see? Oh no, we can still see the item details. So this shop is taking a short break. They weren't yesterday, but they are today. But at least I can still click through and show you. So this shop, which is, did I say LadyRevengaCrafts? Yeah, LadyRevengaCrafts does embellishment packs to go with each of the cookbooks. So this is for the Mrs. Claus cookbook. And you can see that in this embellishment pack, you get the book edges, you get the glittery fabric that was used on the inside of the covers, you get some felt, which is obviously used somewhere in the finishing process, and you get the cute little candy cane charm. There are different kit options. So that is like the basic kit with all the bits you need, but then you can upgrade your kit to include the metallics if you don't already have them in your stash. And you can also upgrade them to include fabric as well. So yes, if you get the basic kit here, sorry, I know I'm flipping around a bit, but if you get the basic kit, then you get all the supplies listed here to basically make the book. You get the charm and the gold book corners. You upgrade to the full kit and you've got the fabric to stitch everything in the required sizes that you need. And then you can upgrade to larger book corners if you want those. And there is an option somewhere to add the floss as well. Oh yeah, full kit gold is where you add the floss. So yeah, I'm kind of wishing that I bought these yesterday because I popped them into my basket thinking, well, I've got the patterns now. Probably, oh no, we're not looking at those yet. Probably I should get the embellishment packs at some point, and now they're gone. Well, we won't look at all of them, but we will just look at this potions one, just so you've seen sort of one spooky and one Christmassy. So for the book of potions, a similar sort of thing. We've got the initial pack here of the basics with our book corners again, with our googly eyes, with the fabric that goes inside the book, like on the cover page insides, and then we've got the buckle that is obviously used here in the finishing. And yeah, these are the official kits. So the official kits are only available in this particular Etsy shop in collaboration with Living on the Rainbow, the designer of the patterns, and there is a warning that these are the only people selling the official kits. We have here, so the basic kit again there's options. So basic kit, no floss, no fabric, like no stitching fabric, and these are all the finishing items that you need to make it look like the finish that we see in these pictures. The full kit has everything from the basic kit but upgraded to stitching fabric included. Full kit gold also has the flossers in for the metallics, and that is that. So yes, I'm a little bit disappointed that those are now unavailable to buy. I hope they come back. I hope the shop is not closed forever. But yes, we've looked at our books. So continuing with Living on the Rainbow goodness, look at this. Look at this pumpkin house. I just fell in love with it. It looks so complicated from my perspective in terms of finishing. but it is so pretty. I love the cute little effect of the smoke coming out of this pumpkin chimney. It is amazing. And yeah, there's just so many beautiful staged photos. Like, this shop has the most wonderful pictures. Really, really love this design so much. Let's watch their little video. So here is the pumpkin house. You can see it is all cross-stitched, and then they've clearly made sort of this leafy vine using felt, and you've got the little smoke coming out of the chimney. Oh, I love it so much. So that is the pumpkin house, and we have a few more along this style of sort of little items that can be finished into cute houses and objects. The next one being the strawberry teapot, which I think might be the first one. This might be the first one that I attempt. I'm definitely not attempting the books first, so I have plenty of time to see if those embellishment packs come back into stock, because that is not going to be my first attempt. But I have read through the teapot entire pattern, and the finish instructions do intimidate me, but they are also very clear, very well written, and the finishing instructions for this don't look so complicated as the books. So yeah, this is the strawberry teapot. Super cute. If we just flip through these photos, and on the bottom there you can see it's got like the base. The base on the finishing instructions is made with a cardboard insert that you have to cut out yourself. And I just love this so much. These are just the cutest things. So creative, so cute. And there is like a little video of the item, but the little like smoke effect or steam effect isn't present in the video, but it is here in the photo, and I just love that. So I believe that this is just with the toy stuffing, the stuffing that is actually used to stuff the teapot. You sort of pull some out of the spout to give it this smoke effect, steam effect. Yes, I absolutely love that. Love it so much. Next is the strawberry camper van. So another super cute pattern. Really, really cute. I'm just going to whiz through these ones now. You get the idea. They are all sort of similar things. They are objects that need to be made up. So you do all the stitching first, and then you've got to sew them together by hand. This is the watering can. We've then got, this is one of my favorites. This is the beach hut, which is so sweet. Obviously they look really lovely in all these finishing photos with the pins and stuff, with them being PDF patterns. Obviously you don't have the pins. I'm not sure where the pins are from in any of these. I don't know if I read the whole Etsy listing, maybe it will tell me, or maybe the designer just has those for herself as props. I'm not sure, but they are delightful. So cute. So that is the beach hut. And I think that is everything from Living on the Rainbow. But if I just have a quick click on their actual shop, oh look, she's given me a coupon for another 10% off another order. Tempting, but I'm going to refrain. But yeah, look, they are just so unique. All of her patterns are so unique. So we've got quite a few of the books along the top, some of them that I don't have. So at present, I do not have the Poison Garden or the Fungi book, but these are the ones that I've shown you. So I do have the Book of Shadows, the Book of Potions, and the Mrs. Claus cookbook. But there are just so many other beautiful things on here. Look, there is a whole set of the camper vans. We've got gingerbread houses, bird houses, loads of like haunted, spooky little camper vans. There is a bat one somewhere. This one, I haven't bought this, but I do really like this. Like the vampire bat caravan. That is so cute. We like that one. I like that one a lot. Oh, and I love this one as well. See, this is how you go down the rabbit hole, isn't it? Etsy shows you other things and you just end up clicking on them. But yeah, this haunted house one is really cute as well, and this one looks like it's kind of mounted on a round wooden base of some kind. But yes, amazing. Oh, it's like a button, maybe a button. Yeah, but like I said, this is an amazing shop, one that I only discovered fairly recently myself. There are some like normal patterns as it were, but the vast majority are like unique objects. I love this one as well, the Christmas bottle ornament. That will be on my wish list for the future if I manage to finish the others. There's also a whole set of cubes. So there's like a snowman cube here where you stitch every single side of the cube, and look, there's a Halloween version. Yeah, these are just cute. There's packs of mittens, packs of baubles, another snowy cube here. Really cute. Oh, and I've just realised I got this one as well. This one has been purchased, but I've somehow not pulled it up before starting the video. So yes, this is another one that I bought. So this is the Magic Potion PDF. Look at this potion bottle. I love the bright coloured green on this. Like, look at the finishing on that. It's so neat. Oh, I don't know if mine will be this neat, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best. So yes, that is all of the Living on the Rainbow stuff. Let's just close down those tabs and look at our next designer. So the next store that I did a bit of shopping in, and their sale is still active. It says here, sale ends in 3 days. So if you are watching this video in the first few days that I post it, this sale will still be active. This is My Lovely Embroidery, and I have bought quite a few things from this store in the past, and I've been happy with all of them. I've not stitched all of them, but I have stitched a number of them. Yeah, Natalia is a wonderful designer. She's got a great variety of patterns, some with backstitch, some without. This is one without, and I just thought this was beautiful. This is the Winter House cross stitch. Really super cute. So we've got a mock-up here, just showing different ways that it can be done. I think this is a mock-up as well, but I think that first picture, yeah, this first picture here is an actual stitched model, and it is just lovely. I'm really looking forward to doing this one, and I'm just trying to show you. Yeah, so there are dimensions on here. So this is 108 stitches, although my computer has just chopped the top off that image. Can we look at it a bit smaller maybe? Here we go. So 114 stitches by 108 stitches, and then this is just sort of a preview showing you what you get. So you get black and white version, you get color version, you obviously get your key, and you get your mock-up image. And again, I love it when designers tell you what you need before you buy. So there is a whole photo here telling you what you need to stitch the winter house. So yes, that is lovely winter house. Such a reasonable price. I always think Natalia's patterns are very, very reasonably priced anyway, and then the fact that she currently has a sale on, they are just, yeah, amazing value. This is the next pattern. This is the Funny Bat cross stitch. So we've jumped back to Halloween, and again, this is just so cute. I don't think there is a stitched image for this, but oh no, there is. I was going to say, I've had enough patterns from Natalia's shop that I know that they all stitch up really well, even if there isn't an actual stitch model, but there is. So this is the cute little bat. I do have a previous bat pattern from her that I've not yet stitched. So this is another one to add to my collection. This one is only small, look, it's 69 by 65. And again, it shows you everything you need. We won't dwell on that, but it does show you everything you need. All of her patterns do. The next one from Natalia is this amazing Folk Art Lovebirds cross stitch, Romantic Doves, which is just so darling. This is so cute. It looks like a really easy stitch, lots of block colour, like no confetti, very small. Loving this a lot. That's the mock-up. Really, really lovely. Let's see how large this one is. So this is another one that's fairly small, 87 by 80 stitches. And then my last pattern, oh no, it's not my last one, sorry, no, I've got 2 left to show you from My Lovely Embroidery. So this is second to last, is Bees in Bloom. And I just thought that this was beautiful. It's all little bees, and then there is like a blossom tree growing out of a honey hive, and we've got apples all down at the bottom. Super, super cute. This one is 103 by 106 stitches, so you can see that none of these are particularly large. Last one from My Lovely Embroidery that I treated myself to was the Primitive Pumpkin and Crow sampler. So yeah, this one is again another small. I love the finishing on this. Let's have a zoom in on that, shall we? It is so sweet. Really, really lovely. Such a delightful Halloween pattern. This will be in my stash waiting for me next year. This is another one that is 81 by 80, not very big again. So yeah, that is My Lovely Embroidery, and let's have a quick look in their shop. So yes, if none of the patterns that I have bought appeal to you, look, there are plenty more. We have cute little animals, we have cardinals for Christmas. Love this little frog in a pumpkin. I did look at this one. This one I almost bought, but I decided that I would be sensible and not buy too many. But I love this little cup with like the marshmallow snowman in. Like, that is super cute. Super, super cute. And yeah, there are loads of different and varied patterns in here. If we keep scrolling, maybe we will see the bat that I purchased, I think, last Halloween that has not yet been stitched. And then you can also just have a little look at all these other things. There are some cute dragons. Really nice patterns. Come on, computer, load the next page, please. Yeah, a real variety of patterns. I see I've done this one. I'm not going to click on it, but I have done the Easter Bunny cross-stitch pattern with those two bunnies. That was a fun stitch. I have this one, the Booty Ghost. That is a previous purchase that I've not yet stitched. So that is in my stash somewhere. And I'm just looking for my bat, my second bat. I can't see it anywhere. Maybe it's gone. Yeah, I couldn't see the bat that I've had before, but never mind. So next shop and last shop that I have that I have shopped with so far is this shop, which is called XFree, and the designer's name is I think, is it Svetlana? Yes, Svetlana. So Ukrainian store. Her patterns are amazing, 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 but only if you love backstitch, because these patterns are crazy. They are the crazy detailed backstitch patterns that I love and also at some points hate, but she does provide saga. She provides saga for every design. So yeah, I mean, you can see in this the amount of backstitch detail everywhere. However, for those of you that are familiar with Saga, which makes backstitching a breeze to track and mark off, you do get Saga files with all of her patterns, which is just wonderful. You can see here. So this pattern, you get it in both PDF format and in Saga. I can confirm that is correct. As soon as I purchased these, the downloads were available in both formats immediately. These are larger patterns than the ones that we have been looking at. So this one is 202 by 157 stitches. Isn't he amazing? I just thought he was a really unique Santa and very cool. And with my other half being very much into his motorbikes, I thought that he would like this one too. So that is Funny Santa on a bike. Next pattern I treated myself to was this delightful mouse and cheese tree, which I just thought was so, so cute. So there is a little Christmas tree made of blocks of cheese with a star on the top. And the mouse looks like he's taking a chunk out of the tree here, like he's having a little nibble. So I don't know that his tree is going to last until Christmas, to be honest. Yes, he's a snacky mouse. Love this one. Again, you get it in both formats, and this one is 70 by 97 stitches, so it's not too big. Now, the next bundle of patterns from this shop, they are available to purchase individually, but I bought the bundle of 3. So this is the Potion cross stitch set, and you already get a discount for buying the 3 together as a bundle, but then there is an additional 40% off in the sale, and the sale ends in 10 hours, guys. Look up here, 10 hours. You only have 10 hours until this sale is over. Apologies if you are watching this and it's days and days too late. So this is the first pattern in the bundle. This is the Love Potion recipe, and I just love this. So basically all of these 3 patterns have a potion bottle that you stitch sort of fairly central, and then you've got all the details of the potion surrounding it. I just love this one so much. I'm not going to read them all out to you, but we have things here like find 2 feathers of a young firebird. We've got 3 flutters of the wings of a sunlit butterfly. Just all these lovely things going into this love potion. I think this is my favourite. Borrow a little pollen from a sleepy bee. I just find this pattern completely charming and beautiful. The next one is the Calmness potion. This one's not quite as busy, but it's still really lovely. So yes, a Calmness potion. We need 3 Pixie's Tears, some mint leaves. What else do we need? We need lots of things. We need some Diablo peppers, a dead man's eye, and apparently this potion will put the mandrake to sleep. So super cute. And the last one is Christmassy. So we have the Comfort Potion, which is actually taking the shape of a lovely mug of delicious cocoa in the middle here. But yes, our Comfort Potion requires favourite delicacies, a button from a snowman, warm memories of playing in the snow, a spruce branch, and I love this bit. Before preparing the potion, put on a sweater with a winter print and warm your legs under a blanket. These are just so super fun. They are quite big. They are quite chunky patterns. Even the borders alone, if you look at the 3 borders, if we just zoom sort of back out, like the borders alone are very detailed, very complex. These are going to be big projects. I don't know if the stitch count is exactly the same for each one. Let's assume that it is. So the size listed here is 234 by 312 stitches, and the number of stitches is shown as like around 48 to 49,000. Obviously that will be different per design because they've all got different amounts of blank space. They don't look to me like full coverage. No, I'm pretty sure the fabric is the background. So yeah, I mean, these are big projects at like 49,000 stitches each. Wow, they will take me some time. That is everything I have bought. So that's everything that has been shopped. Now, these are a few things hanging around in my basket. So we'll have a quick look. We have 4 patterns here from the VibesNest store. Let's just close these other tabs so I don't get confused with myself. Okay, here we go. So let's just open some tabs for these. Now, I've never shopped in this store before, and the patterns just seem like crazy prices. The only thing that was putting me, I mean, they are in a 75% off sale, so typically these patterns are quite a lot more expensive. They seem like an absolute bargain. I was just slightly hesitant because everything I could see looked like mock-ups. Like I was looking through all the patterns in the whole store. I couldn't really see any stitched pieces. Like, is that stitched or is that a mock-up? I think that is a mock-up. I can't quite tell, but I'm not sure, but I don't think this is stitched. I think this is a mock-up that's just been put onto different fabric backgrounds, and it just makes me slightly nervous that I couldn't find any mock-ups, like stitched proper model stitches, sorry, in this store for anything. However, this store does have like a huge number of sales. Like, yeah, they've got 4,000 sales in 9 months, and they've got an overall rating of 4.9 from nearly 400 reviews. You know, some of the feedback here is easy to read patterns that turned out great, easy to follow chart, colours blend well. This one, lots of confetti and colour changes, but overall easy to follow. Oh, and somebody here has actually put a stitched image of one of their patterns. So yeah, I'm sort of umming and ahhing about these. Let's look at the 4 patterns that I'd sort of earmarked. It remains to be seen whether I buy these. I kind of feel that for like £1.50 each in the sale, it is worth trying them out. But yeah, I've not shopped here before, so I was just a little bit concerned about the pattern quality. I think you always are when you discover a new Etsy seller that you're not familiar with. But anyway, let's just look at the patterns. I may or may not buy these because the sale is very tempting. This is the second one, Christmas cows. And I love this. I keep saying that, but again, like, yeah, I just feel that these are mock-ups, not stitched models. But I do love this. The design is very appealing to me. They could even be stitched as like individual mini little ornaments as opposed to in this layout. Can we find anyone with feedback for this specific pattern? I'm just looking. So someone here is definitely talking about this pattern specifically. Oh no, they're all about this pattern. So pattern layout is great. It downloaded no problems. Be prepared to make a lot of colour changes in some cows. Okay, so it sounds like there's quite a bit of confetti, but yeah, I mean, there are 4 5-star reviews here for these patterns. I wish, view all reviews for this item. Yeah, there's no pictures. Nobody has given pictures of this item, which is a shame. But yeah, I mean, they are super cute. So I'm liking the cows. Next is this lovely Christmas snowy reindeer. My computer seems a bit delayed today. Here we go. So again, this looks lovely. It looks beautiful. And I mean, for £1.50, can you really go wrong? Can you really go wrong? It also says here, and I think this is like on, I think if you buy any single pattern from them, it says that you get these 4 patterns as a bonus. Not sure that I would stitch any of these except maybe this colourful dragon, but yeah, apparently there are bonuses with every purchase. Yeah. Says that they're pattern keeper compatible. Yeah, so I'm liking this deer. Someone here has said that this is fast becoming one of their favourite Etsy shops. You know, all the feedback looks good. This is the final pattern that I have earmarked from this store. So this is the Forest Winter Raven cross stitch pattern. And I do like the look of this. I really do. Again, I just feel like these are all mock-ups. Oh no, well that's definitely a mock-up. Is that actually stitched? Is it? I'm not sure, because some of the mock-ups these days can be quite realistic with the stitches. And these ones here are definitely mock-ups. But anyway, I do like this raven pattern very much. So that is my question marks from VibesNestLtd. 4 patterns in my basket, which would cost me £6 to check out on. Yeah, I may have to give them a go. I might not buy all 4. Maybe I'll narrow it down to 2. But yes, next is Pyro Dog Pins. This is another store that I have not purchased from before, but they seem extremely reputable. I must have been under a rock to not have found them yet, because they have had 15 years on Etsy, nearly 20,000 sales and 5-star reviews from thousands of reviews. So yeah, this is a little scroll just of their store front page. We won't go through every page. There seems to be like a lot of sort of spooky or like rude patterns on here, like subversive cross stitch, but this is the one that I liked, that caught my eye. Pick your poison. Let's have a closer look at this. Really like this. Pick your poison with this potion in the middle. Looks like a small. Doesn't look too big. Oh, there's just an overview of other patterns here. But yeah, like this one a lot. And this one is currently at 10% off, I think. So yeah, 10% off on this one at the moment. I don't think there's a general sale. I think maybe that 10% off is for me as a personal discount because I've had it sat in my basket. That does sometimes happen on Etsy. When you have something sat in your basket, you'll then get an offer. And here, Millie Crossstitch or Millie Crossstitch. These patterns are in my basket at the moment. Now, this Millie Crossstitch shop is not a single designer. This seems to be a collection of patterns from various designers. So yeah, you will need to check the item details. Where is that on the computer? I'm not used to browsing Etsy on my main computer. I'm used to looking at it on my phone. Here, learn more about this item. Yeah, so this shop does list the name. Here's the name of the designer for this pattern, Elena. There are details of the individual designer in the item details for each pattern, and they're all being sold under the Millie Crossstitch sort of storefront. So this pattern is the first one that I looked at. I love this just sort of winter scene. I think to me this is more winter than Christmassy, but there is just like a hint of Christmas vibes with these hanging decorations. There is an actual stitched model here, and it is so cute, so very cute. So loving that one. The next one is this set of 3 birds and potions patterns by the same designer, because I can see it there. So these are by the same designer as the last one that I showed to you, and I just think these are gorgeous. So we've got 3 mock-ups here for the 3 different potions, and then there is a stitched example of one of them and a stitched example of another. I think this one's my favourite. Love that. There doesn't seem to be a stitched example for the third one, but judging by how lovely the first 2 look, I'm sure all 3 are beautiful. Next pattern is this one, which is two birds. And they're in sort of like this, I don't know, tunnel or something, surrounded by autumn leaves. I really like this one. This is the Aristocrats Garden Watercolour Bird Cross Stitch. Designer is the same again, Elena. I'm not going to butcher her surname. Then we have this one again. I know there are stitchers patterns from multiple designers in this store, but I just seem to have picked out all ones from one designer. I love this one. It is just kind of funny. There is a witch here, and there's some like bottle storage here. Are they potions? Are they wines? They are sat here drinking wine, and the cat here has a little plate of what looks like mice, and the witch has some cheese and some other nibbly bits. I just found this one quite humorous. This is the Witch Cat Halloween cross stitch pattern, Wine Night. So then the last one I've sort of bookmarked from this store is, this is by Irina Dargel. So different designer, same store, and it's this beautiful red squirrel carrying an acorn under his arm. And you can see that on this stitch here, they've just oriented it a bit differently. So obviously it comes like this, you stitch it like this, but I'm just saying for the purpose of this photo, they've sort of rotated the hoop. And it is just beautiful. I love it when there's real stitch models, always a bonus. Beautiful, beautiful pattern. Oh look, an actual squirrel, how cute. So yes, that is the last pattern in my basket from that store. That is the Millie Cross store, and there is a 30% off offer at the moment. That is not a code, it is a sale, but to get the 30% off you have to add 5 things to your basket. Next up is the Snowflower Diaries, a beautiful, beautiful designer. I have quite a few patterns from the Snowflower Diaries already in my stash. I have their whole series of the monthly free patterns that have been out for years that I really need to do at some point. But these are 3 new ones that are in my basket, and there is a little sale on. So there is 11% off, I think, everything in store until the end of the month. So there is not as much of a rush to shop this sale. It does last until the end of November. These are my 3 picks if I do decide to hit the purchase button. We have Joyful Catch with these lovely kingfishers, really pretty. I'm assuming that this pattern comes with this little sort of pincushion design as well, but even if it doesn't, it is the main pattern that I am interested in. So that is Joyful Catch. We then have this one, the Little Leaf Sampler. And it says, a little leaf falls from a tree, whispering, remember me. I just think that is gorgeous. I love this a lot. This is very similar to another design by the Snowflower Diaries, which I have in my stash already. I can't bring its name to mind, but that one is also like very, very similar. This is the last one that is currently hanging out in my basket, which is the Stitchers Cute and Stabby pattern. I think we can all relate to this one. This is just delightful. So yes, that one is in my basket also. We are cute and stabby. Love that. And then I think, yeah, this is the last store that we are going to have a little nosy at, because this here is just those kits from the LadyRevengaCrafts that we've already looked at. So the last bits in my basket to share with you are Cute Patterns by Maria Bravko. She is a wonderful Ukrainian designer who I've purchased from many times over the year. So she's been on Etsy for 7 years with like a huge, almost 50k sales. Amazing feedback, like 5-star feedback over nearly 8,000 reviews. You cannot go wrong with shopping in Maria's store. So we'll just have a quick whiz through her store in general. Yeah, and you can just see, I just wanted to flip through her store because she designs so many different kinds of patterns. Like I love these here, these cats in funny hats. Look, they're all in Christmas hats. on the top row, and then like strawberry hats and bunny hats and stuff on the bottom. How cute. Oh, we might have to bookmark that one. We'll bookmark that one. I'll go back to that later. Yeah, loads of cute patterns in Maria's shop. So yeah, this is a general idea of the sort of patterns that she designs. There is a lot to choose from. I have previously stitched that whale in the top right. Lots and lots to look at, but let's concentrate on the ones that are in my basket, because those are the ones that I really want to show you. So we have 4 patterns in my basket, but some are sets. I'll show you the individual ones first. So this is the Ghost Gardener. It is like a ghost, like hiding. I don't think he's growing out of the plant pot. He's just sort of hanging out and hiding behind the plant pot. And I absolutely love this. Here is a stitched model. So super cute design. Really love this. And there's the mock-up. So yeah, Ghost Gardener. We then have the Sunset in a Bottle. This is an actual stitched mock-up. Really liking this one. And then the other 2 items in my basket are like compilations of all of her mini bottle patterns. I don't know why my computer insists on cutting the top off everything. It's annoying. We'll have to zoom out. Yeah, as soon as I zoom in, it like cuts the top row off. It's really annoying. But you can see here all these bottle patterns. We can zoom in a little bit if we just look at them in sets of 4. So there are 20 patterns in this bundle, and it is a £30 bundle, like just over £30, which is already a massive saving on buying them all individually. But then there is 25% off in the current sale as long as you put 2 patterns in your basket. So yeah, with an extra 25% off, these collections are currently a bargain. So these are all sort of Halloween vibes, or autumnal maybe, although the sunflowers are not particularly sort of fall vibes, but most of them in this collection are. You've got like the scarecrow. Everything's quite autumnal or spooky in this bundle. I love pretty much all of these. Love this cute little squirrel here. There's the foxy one. I think that is all of them. So yeah, I'm sorry that when I zoom in it cuts these top ones off, but at least you can see the rest in sort of a bigger size. I wonder if I can show you the top row. Ah, here, that's a bit better, isn't it? So yes, that is the 20 bottles collection is in my basket. So yeah, you can see here, it's already a 47% discount for buying all of them. And then there's currently an extra 25% off in the sale. So these are very tempting. The other one is a 19 bottle collection, but these are sort of more varied. So there is still some spooky stuff in this collection, but there is also lots of other stuff. So we have like little ghosts, but then we have moths, and we have these like 2 hands reaching to touch each other. There are little birdies in this bottle, a lovely Easter bunny and a birdhouse, some flower blossoms, a bee, chicks with an Easter basket. We've got the moon sun bottles, a ghost and a cardinal. And then we've got some creatures in bottles here, 2 dragons, some sort of beetle, and then just sort of a starry night sky bottle here. So yeah, those are all the bottles that are in my basket that I may or may not buy. I hope that was enjoyable for you to go through with me. I think it's a really nice mix of patterns that I have bought, especially with all the Living on the Rainbow ones that are very unique finishes. If anyone has stitched any of those already, please do let me know. I would love to go and stalk your Instagram or whatever to have a look if you have actually got any of those finished. They are amazing, and I'm so excited to try my first one, which, as I said, I think will be the teapot. I don't know if I am going to do any more shopping because I feel like I've already bought quite a lot, but a few of those things hanging around in my basket may get purchased. We will see. I do feel like I'm almost subconsciously stocking up in preparation for a Stitch from Stash next year. I did not formally announce that I am planning on doing Stitch from Stash in my most recent Flosstube episode where I was discussing 2026 goals, but it is sort of quietly in the back of my mind that I am trying as much as possible to have a Stitch from Stash year in 2026. So I think this was like my last hurrah of having some last minute purchasing late in the year to make sure I don't run out of patterns, because yeah, that would just be terrible. And also impossible with my stash. But yeah, I needed to add a few more just in case. I will see you all soon for a normal Flosstube, but I just thought I would squeeze this in. As I said, some of those patterns are on sale, so if you like them, go and grab them. If the sales have finished by the time you watch this, I am very sorry, but hopefully you have still enjoyed having a little browse with me and seeing some of the additions to my digital collection. Before I go, I would just like to mention that part of this rabbit hole shopping that I did over the weekend was Rosie's fault. Rosie from Rosie X Stitches. We pulled each other into the Etsy rabbit hole over the weekend when we were both holed up indoors with the miserable weather. So yeah, Rosie made a few purchases as well, but we had a lot of fun. We were going backwards and forwards with each other, sort of comparing and deciding what to buy. And yes, we've both done some end of year pattern shopping. I'm going to try and not do too much more the rest of the year because I am getting some Christmas goodies that are cross stitch related that I already know about. But yes, I will see you all soon. Thank you for taking the time to spend some stitchy time with me. Happy stitching and take care until next time. Bye everyone.